Hello, this is Sarah Tuberty, your host from Disarming Disability. Enjoy the following program on Public House Media.
Hey, this is Lee.
And this is Chelsea.
And we are the host of your new favorite sales podcast, See Jane Sell.
Join us every Thursday for a new episode where we will tackle the realistic world of sales and maybe teach you a thing or two along the way.
You can subscribe to See Jane Sell on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, CastBox, and Spotify. Thanks, and enjoy the following podcast on Public House Media.
Hey, Pageant Pals.
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Jess.
And welcome back to another episode of Crown and Dangerous.
Woohoo! Episode 22.
We don't sound very peppy.
No. No, we don't. It's only Tuesday. Well, yeah, today, now that we're recording. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it's already been like a full week.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's felt like 2 Mondays in a row.
I like how every week we're like, it's been a week.
Yeah. Every week has been a week.
Our lives are just plagued.
Yikes. How was your past week? Since we recorded last?
What did we even do last week?
I don't even remember. What even happened last week? Nothing
I really
crazy.
couldn't tell you. Nothing crazy. No updates for me.
No. Nothing wild.
No. Jessica goes and picks up her boyfriend from the airport on Friday.
Friday.
Nice.
Yeet. Yeah, I'm pumped about that. But it's also Father's Day this weekend.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what I was going to say about that. That's exciting. Shout out to all the dads, the pageant dads.
This is your reminder if you haven't gotten your dad anything.
Just an FYI, it's Father's Day on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
What else is popping? A lot of state competitions
have
been going on. One of my sweetheart sisters just won Miss Kentucky. That was exciting.
Good for her.
Alex, proud of you.
Was she your first runner-up?
Last year she was first runner-up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And now she is Miss Kentucky. So that's so exciting.
Is that a big pageant?
It's about this, probably the same size as Wisconsin, maybe a little bigger. Yeah.
Okay.
She's fabulous. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot going on this weekend, next week.
I honestly feel very out of the loop, and I know I should never come on a podcast and be like, I don't really know what's going on.
Hosts a pageant podcast doesn't know what's happening in the pageant world.
Honestly, since leaving it, I just feel so out of touch.
Yeah.
Until a few days ago, I forgot that arrival day for Wisconsin was Sunday.
I know.
I was like, oh, really?
I know. Like when Abby texted me, my old director, and she texted me over the weekend, and she was like, doesn't it feel weird that you're not prepping to go this year? And I was like, oh yeah, shoot, it's this week. I'm somebody who gets major FOMO. Mm-hmm. I don't have any FOMO. Wow, what's
big
going
step
on
for me.
Yeah, every weekend if I'm out of town or whatever, Maddie's like, help.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm missing out on something. Or I know when you're out and about too.
When I'm out of town.
Yeah.
I have good FOMO.
What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so last couple weeks have been fairly uneventful, but exciting things for other people. Way to go.
There's some blood in the water too. And the Miss America organization.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, we'll talk about that. But before then, if you haven't listened, oh my God, I'm stumbling over my words. If you haven't listened to the last episode, we had a pageant survival guide, just some tips and advice and things like that to help you get through pageant day or pageant week. If you're going to state, that's really helpful. At least I thought. Just gonna promo my own work. But go back and listen to that if you haven't listened yet. But yeah, there's been a situation happening in MAO within the past week. Explain, Madeline.
Yeah. Basically, Gretchen left. She stepped down, which
Gretchen's outie.
Which I'm just kind of annoyed because I think that she wreaked havoc and then she just left. Mm-hmm. And I think that none of these changes would have happened without her, to be honest.
Right.
Orchestrating it all. I don't know. Do you know why exactly she stepped down? I'm sure nobody really knows.
Nobody really knows. And the thing is though, she's still going to be on the board as an advisor. So she's still there. So nothing is really changing. And I think it's still too early, I feel to to tell if anything drastic's going to change. And also she pretty much like handpicked everybody on the board anyway. So it's just like Gretchen and her minions running the show.
Has anybody that you've seen spoken out about it or been like, yes or no? I feel like people are just like trying to act like it doesn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen Facebook posts and stuff from other pageant people that I know. And most of it's like, yay, like so glad she's gone. No, mostly like directors and volunteers and stuff. Yeah. Haven't seen much from contestants. And I'm sure a contestant wouldn't want to post about it right now, especially if they're competing. They don't want to say anything badly about the organization because that would be a bad move. That would put you in a bad place.
Because, hey, if you speak your opinion, it's not what they agree with, you can lose your title.
Yikes. Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's just so wrong to me. I still can't get over that.
I know. I'm upset about that. You should be able to.
That was never in the contract before. Okay. No. Also, the old contract with like the good character clause.
Good character means something different to everybody.
Well, and it just, how can you put in a clause in a contract that says you must be a good moral character?
You must be a decent human being.
First of all, everybody knows so much dirt about each other to begin with. Like,
I feel like nobody really fits that to a T.
No, and it's like, how can you put that in a contract, moral character? Those are blurred lines is what those are.
Very. Unblur the lines.
I just get angry. I'm like, who writes these contracts?
I know. I want to know.
It's probably somebody pretty prestigious or something, and I just am like insulting them. But honestly,
I think it's fine. Speak your truth.
Yeah, it is BS. And you know what? I can speak that because guess what? I don't have a title.
You don't have to,
and no one can take it away from me.
You don't have to conform to any contracts anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, basically, I've seen just a couple of statuses and stuff from volunteers, and they're all just like, "Yay, this is good news." But I personally think, like, I'm kind of hesitant about it right now because I just don't think much is going to change whatsoever. Like, even though Gretchen isn't like the head honcho making the rules, there's somebody else that's listening to her who is making the rules. So I just don't think much is going to change right now, and I don't think it's going to just completely flip back to the way it was. I think it's always going to be kind of Gretchen's show.
Yeah. Sorry. I've been eating pineapple for the past, like, the whole time the show has been airing. So now I'm done with my pineapple, so now I can speak very fluently English. But no, I don't even know. I have gotten to the point where I don't want to say I don't care.
Yeah.
But I just don't like how any of it's run. I don't like the contract. I don't like the leadership. I don't like the new changes.
No. This is what, I grabbed a quote from an article from ABC News. This was released like the first day that it was announced just a few days ago. But it was a quote from Regina Hopper, who's the organization's CEO. And she said, "We're grateful for the talents, expertise, and time Gretchen gave to move this organization to relevancy, diversity, and inclusion for a new generation of young women. We are thrilled she will continue to move this transition forward as an advisor to the board as we work toward a successful Miss America 2020 on NBC and the 100th anniversary of this American icon in 2021.
I just want to say
How do you feel about that?
I am offended, annoyed, and PO'd.
Okay, explain.
Because move this organization to relevancy. So are you discrediting all of the former hard work of everybody else who's come before you? I'm sorry, Gretchen. Are you saying that when you were Miss America, the organization wasn't relevant? Are you saying you were nobody? From Regina. Okay, then yeah, even that though, it's like, that's offensive, I think. And it's like, oh, so none of us were relevant when we competed because what? Because of a swimsuit?
Right.
I think Miss America was
relevant for, I don't know, probably the 98 years that it's been running before this.
It just everything they do though is just so backwards to me. And they go back on their words and they say one thing and then just backtracking like this. Say, discrediting the hard work of everybody who came before them, just like saying how getting rid of swimsuit is empowering the Me Too movement when, excuse me, it is not. It is not doing that at all. I have said this in episodes before, but you should encourage women to do whatever they want to do, and guess what? Nobody's forcing you to do it.
Right.
Like, I don't understand. Yeah. I really don't get it, and I don't like the way they word things. I don't think they think. I really don't think that they sit and have someone walk them through this because they're not getting it.
I think this could be worded so much better. I mean, like, I can't change her words, obviously, but I disagree that Gretchen moved this organization to relevancy, diversity, and inclusion for women.
Hey, remember, it's so much more relevant. That's why all of the TV ratings dropped so much. And that's how much more relevant it is.
I just like,
what? That makes no sense.
I just think like that it was always that. I don't know. Like there have always been
diversity. What? Because now we have an African American Miss America.
That's the thing. Like, is it racial diversity? Is it body diversity? Is it? I don't know.
They're probably trying to be inclusive of all diversities, but I mean,
but it's like, but anybody who wants to compete can.
Yes,
that's the thing.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I don't know. You know,
and diversity.
It's always been like that.
It's like, okay, so an African American Miss America, we had an Indian Miss America, Nina Davluri, like,
right.
She was like, it's. We've had Miss America's outstanding teens that have been diverse. Like,
it's always been that way.
It is. And I mean, maybe people are listening to us being like, oh, these two like white girls, like, how can they really speak on that? So we can't. But
I don't know. Like, I've watched this.
I don't think any pageant has really been racist.
I don't think so. I hope not.
If that's what she's getting at, you know, I don't know.
I guess I don't know the full context of this.
But inclusion for a new generation of young women. So, okay, what does that mean? A new generation of young women?
I don't know.
So people who are not that typical mold, like, I'm just confused.
Because I think
what that means.
I just think, like, overall, each year the organization changes and evolves. It changes every decade. Mm-hmm. You know, like, if you look at Miss America in the 30s, it's completely different from what it is now, or even like 5 years ago. And I don't know. I just think, like, just because Miss America 2.0 is in place doesn't mean that it was irrelevant before.
Right.
Or I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, a new generation of young women, like, okay, so in years past, like, there have also been new generations that, I mean, it just continues to evolve. So what is Miss America 2.0?
It's just what it is. It's a step too far. It's one thing to say we're grateful for the talents, expertise, time she's devoted to this organization. But to move it to relevancy, I would actually say that's not as relevant as it was before. I mean, again, TV ratings dropped a lot. I'm sure that they're not going to come really back up anytime soon now that it's kind of broadcast as an interview competition.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's like a good or bad thing. I'm just saying that, like, TV ratings are ratings. Like,
right. And what defines relevancy? That's my other question.
Yeah.
You know? I just think that's very, you know.
I just don't think it's fair, though, to say, because again, it's like, okay, less people are ever watching or caring more now than before.
I think so.
Well, that's ratings, though. That's a fact. Like, there's factual evidence that the ratings were majorly dropped.
Well, yeah.
So that's, if you're saying, you're trying to get people to volunteer, people to donate money, to get people to watch, in that instance of relevancy, no, it is not more relevant in that specific case. So, okay. But hey, what has Miss America ever really been about, you know, making money? I mean, it's not. Scholarships are
organization.
crap.
It's a nonprofit. Like, it has never been a huge moneymaker. But I was going to say, even in our own state, numbers have gone down in terms of contestants. Like, local programs are struggling to find contestants.
Well, people haven't come back. That's the thing.
And people aren't coming back. Girls aren't coming back. Volunteers are no longer, because I feel like volunteers have not been valued. Local directors have not been valued or given proper communication, especially since the transition. Like, I don't know. And I mean, for me especially, talent's 50% prelim. Are you kidding me?
Right.
I can't do well during that. I'm just being honest with myself. Like, that's not for me. So if it's, I don't know. There's just so many things. There's so many things. It's beating a dead horse. There's so many things that I could go on and about.
Right. And I think, of course, people know we're frustrated about it. And I just want to say this clear as day, because, you know, people like to pick and choose what they listen to. So I'm going to say this to all you haters. Okay. The changes, like, would not have been that bad if the transition and opinions were valued, and like you said, the PR nightmare did not happen.
Yes, exactly.
That's the thing. I think people are I
would be a lot more okay with this if it were gradual. If people could give feedback about this before it was implemented. If the timing wasn't so terrible, like before state competitions last year, like, you know, it could have been done so much more
Well,
efficiently.
and that's why I'm a little bit butthurt about this Gretchen situation. Again, it's because I think that everything she and maybe Regina do, again, they say one thing and then they just slap you in the face with something else right away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, again, like I said, I really still do not like the comparison with the Me Too movement, because I think anybody who thinks that,
I mean, that's something that you've worked pretty closely with, right? Like in
yes,
your platform
and
too.
Like, even I've heard people make the argument like, oh, I don't think you should have to walk around in a swimsuit to earn scholarship dollars. And I'm like, okay, that's your opinion. Then don't compete. Like, you don't have to do that. Like,
right. So go out and be active in other ways.
Apply for other scholarships if that's what you want.
Right. Or volunteer with another organization where you can make a difference in that way.
Right. So I think people who have this idea of like quote unquote feminism is like, oh, I shouldn't have to show my body to get scholarship money, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, I see it.
Great. Yeah.
But there are some women who maybe want to do that. Maybe a girl wants to show her body to get scholarship money. Maybe a girl wants to, do whatever she wants. But true feminism is supporting, what a female chooses to do. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm supporting whoever chooses to do what not. I'm just saying with my experience, like, I don't think that you can use the Me Too movement to say that you're sexualizing people's bodies, because I think that by saying that you want to get rid of swimsuit because people just see women as a body and a swimsuit and a stomach, which apparently, whoa, is so inappropriate. Oh my God, so, calm me down. But it's like, okay, why can't, again, we have the mindset where it goes, you know what, I can wear whatever I want and I can be respected because I'm also intelligent and I'm talented.
Yes.
And I work really hard to exercise and be healthy. Blah, blah, blah.
What is the...
So many times.
Beauty and brains and talent and whatever doesn't have to be mutually exclusive.
No, it's not like, hey, you can pick one or two, but you can't be all three.
Can't be all three, sorry.
Exactly.
There's no such thing as a total package.
It just makes me so angry, and I don't like that. But then again, this statement just saying, again, moving, what is it?
Continuing to move it, the transition
to relevancy. And to make it move to relevancy.
I think it was relevant before even.
It was.
That's just the thing.
And I think now more than ever, people are just disinterested in Miss America.
Yeah. Like, I know people that I've talked to, and even people that, like, don't know me very well and don't know that I was involved before. Like, I had a coworker, actually, and she was, like, following Miss America on Instagram, and she was like, yeah, like, I saw things have been kind of crazy, and I'm like, yeah, like, I used to compete, whatever, like, great experience, whatever, and she was like, yeah, like, what's going on now? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, nobody really knows, and that's the sad thing, is that, like, people are just like, what the heck is going on? I don't know. Like, Miss America is such an icon, and, like, I'll be sad if it just, like, tanks based on the actions within the past couple of years.
Look at the past year of social media even. Like, I'm sorry, where has the social media been?
Right.
I used to, like, Savvy Shields to post today, like, always knowing what's going on. Whereas now it's like, I don't even know what Miss America's doing.
I don't know. Yeah.
And I think that's why it's just, like, slowly fading into the background. I'll be surprised if we have a Miss America in how many years, to be honest.
It's sad. I hope it makes it to 100 years. That'd be great, but I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
But again, I think it's interesting. It's like from ABC News, which it used to be broadcasting on.
ABC? Yeah, so it's on NBC. We don't even know when Miss America is. There's no date set yet.
Well, and I like how we're moving it to relevancy, but like ABC dropped them. They don't know where they're hosting the thing. Nobody really wants to work with them. Like, I don't even know how the sponsor situation, all the sponsors pulled out.
It's so messy, yeah.
And this is what's funny too. If it was really empowering women and I think all of these people would step up and they've had more sponsors than ever. They have more scholarships than ever.
I would hope
they could have turned this into something so different, and instead it just crashed and burned.
I know. It makes me sad. It really does.
And I forgive, but I do not forget.
I will never forget. No.
Again, too, I think I don't want it. I mean, this is our disclaimer again. Like, I don't want it to come off as we're total haters towards everyone and we don't support people, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Because people, again, I think they like to listen to our words and pick and choose what they want to hear.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
the message overall, like, this podcast is all about, like, okay, sharing what's going on and sharing our opinions about it.
Right.
That's what we do here.
This is a word I would say.
Love it or leave it.
Right. And again, I think things could have just been done so much more smoothly. That's the problem.
That's the main thing that upsets me, I think. It's just like, it could have been done so much more smoothly. The language could have been different. Like, ugh.
Well, and I also another point to add to my, backtracking riot that I'm going on right now.
Yes.
It
TBT.
also makes me mad how they say how what was it about? I think it was about swimsuit, and it was about like Miss America will no longer be judged on how she looks.
Right.
And we've been told for years that's what
That
it was never done that way.
that.
So it's also again selling us down
about swimsuit.
that, and then the whole again Me Too thing, and then this relevance. He's just selling all of us down the river. 100%.
Like what? Like
it's like, oh, you guys all were not relevant. Now I'm making it relevant. Bye bye bikini. And if you're saying that we have to get rid of 10% phase of competition to be relevant, 10%. I know. I just don't understand.
I don't know.
Someone explain to me. If someone's listening, explain to me what is going on, because I have looked at this from every angle, and I don't think
I know. I'm still trying to understand. And yeah, I'm not even like peeved about swimsuit anymore. Honestly, I'm really not. Like, obviously I miss it. I really do. But I'm not mad about that anymore. It's just like the way that things have been going, and like, I don't know. I don't like this message of like, it's now relevant, it's more relevant than ever because we got rid of swimsuit. Like, I don't know, I'm just frustrated
only
by
beef
that.
with it is at this point is, again, don't bring the Me Too movement into it.
Yep.
Do not. Because those are two totally separate things. Again, let women do what they want.
Exactly. Yep. Oh, okay. Let's transition a little bit.
Okay, let's transition.
Because that was a lot. So basically, Gretchen's going to be an advisor now, so she'll still be around. But there are some new replacements, and I did a little bit of digging to find out some more information about them, to find out like what they're all about. So Chantal Krebs is a former South Dakota Secretary of State. And then her vice chair will be Brenda Keith, who's an attorney. So Chantal comes from a family of entrepreneurs. She's owned multiple small businesses in South Dakota. She has like a political career, and she was also Miss South Dakota in 1997. So she's been involved in MAO before, and like built a career after that. Great. Brenda Keith is the board president, or former board president and executive director of Miss New Hampshire, until she joined the board of trustees of MAO in 2018, just last year, before Miss America. So there are people who have been involved in MAO before. Great. But I'm still hesitant because Gretchen was involved in MAO before. So I'm like, I don't think much is going to change, just like I said before. I found an article, though, where Brenda Keith was like, she said that she was initially disappointed with Gretchen's changes last year, but at the same time, she also chaired the appeal process for the state organizations when like the state organizations were overturning their boards. She like was kind of leading that. So I'm like, that's kind of weird though, because if you initially disagreed with it, why would you be a part of that? I don't know. I don't know. I had questions.
It's just going to be a waiting game.
It really is. I just don't know what's going to happen. And I feel like that's how this has been for the past like 2 years, is like, we're just kind of waiting for something to happen or something to roll down the hill and
also,
catch on fire.
Third disclaimer, because again, people are really sensitive.
Yes.
This is all talking about National Miss America.
Oh,
We're not talking about state
We're not
or
talking about
locals.
specific contestants.
Nothing at all.
Don't get salty about it.
No, it's literally what's going on nationally, not
level.
State or locals. We think those are still good. I just think that they probably would like more information too.
We've talked time and time again about like how our local and state
people still don't get it through their head.
No,
I don't think.
Still, our local and state experiences were fine. They were great. National level, things are shit's hitting the fan.
Right.
And then it trickles down. So we don't know. I don't know how it's going to be next year.
I don't know either.
Within the next 5 years. Who knows? We can hope that it survives in some sort of way where it's.
Let's get a psychic on and to tell us what's going to happen.
But,
whatever. I'm over this.
Yeah, I don't know. So we've got 2 replacements. We'll see what happens. Let us know how you feel about this change in leadership, etc., etc., etc. But in better news,
we've got a while. I don't know how long this
exciting things coming up.
But I was like, I think was it last week? I was like, Jessica.
Yeah.
I want to make.
I'm like, what, Madeline? What do you wish?
And she was ready for one of my wild ideas. And I said, I want to make Spotify playlists
Yeah.
for pageant days and pageant things.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're listening to this,
guess what?
we'll probably put it in our Instagram bio or something like that.
Yeah, I think I already made like a little spot for it.
Great. Listen to our playlists.
Yeah. So we went on Spotify, created an account specifically for Crowned and Dangerous, and we set up a handful of different playlists depending on what your mood is.
So
what do we have?
We have Pageant Pump Up, which I think just says it in the title.
Oh, yeah.
Pump up.
If you're getting ready, if you
up.
need something motivating on your way there, if you need something before interview to just get you jacked and singing and dancing around, that's the playlist.
Right. I let Jessica take the reins on Evening Gown Walking.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just don't know if I have much to add to that.
So there's like 10 songs on there. But the Evening Gown Walking playlist, if you are like at a studio or something or just need to like practice to some music, I just threw some songs on there.
And then I think my personal favorite is Runner Up Club. And that one is when you're just PO'd.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't believe that you lost or maybe someone won.
We've all been there.
Yep.
We've all been there. Welcome to the club.
So all these songs are basically like
angsty
FU songs, to be honest. Like you missed out. And then, of course, our other playlist, Life Goes On, which is kind of sad songs.
But also motivating.
Helps you move on.
Yep. I think these are fun. I
ones.
listened to Life Goes On my way to work today.
Really?
Yeah, I was just feeling real good. But all of these playlists are public, so you should be able to find them and search them if you go to the link in our bio. We'll also share it on Facebook too, so you can get there easily. But they are also collaborative. So if there's like a power song that you want to add to one of them or whatever, feel free.
Yes.
Yeah. But it should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
This is exciting. So follow along, add your favorites. You know the drill.
We'll see how
this goes. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. This is just a fun resource for you to enjoy.
Do you think
jam out to?
Do you think we sounded kind of sassy on this episode?
Probably. I mean, everybody always thinks we're sassy, regardless of what topic we discuss.
I know.
I don't know. Are there any last words that you're just like after we finish recording, you'll be like, oh shoot, I wish I would have said that or made this more clear? Because, we usually have to do that.
Right. Again, my peeves just come. I don't like how things are worded and said. And the thing is, too, is a lot of people, I think, feel the same way. They just don't want to say it out loud.
Yeah. Yep.
So I am your spokesperson.
Yeah. I agree with that. And I just like don't.
I'm your messiah. That's what I literally just thought of. I don't know why. No, I do not think I'm anyone's god, I promise.
I don't know. I mean, I got the same nail color as you did last week.
Okay, I just want to address this.
The last 2 colors.
I've
just been so inspired.
Jessica, it's been like a few things here and there for the past few years.
Few years?
Yes.
What?
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh wait, are we talking about the Instagram picture that I posted? That is the Maddie post? Okay.
So there's an Instagram post. If you look back on ours, we're both wearing this. She has the jumpsuit version, I have the dress version.
Oh my god, don't look back at my Instagram. Ew.
And I took it at Miss on Alaska in 2015 or 16. And Jessica posted like almost the same picture, the same outfit, and the same pose. And then there was the Instagram bio, which I think I also brought up once.
What was that?
Because my Instagram bio for years has been ex-dancer turned pageant pony.
Yeah.
Then yours was like part-time pageant peach.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
I don't remember this.
I remember that. And then this past 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Every nail color I've gotten for like the past month or two, Jessica has gotten right after me.
My religion is Madeline Combe. That is my religion. I'm a loyal follower.
I find it funny.
I know. Well, because honestly though,
I'm her test guinea pig for nail colors.
I really am. Because
if she likes it, she'll get it.
I have this idea in my head, like every time because you usually get your nails done before I do.
I always go like every 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I usually try and push it to like 3.5 or 4 weeks if I can.
That is horrible.
I know. I really try and push it out. But
I also I do gel on my real nail.
Yeah, no. Mine are not real.
They don't last as long on real nails. But Jessica does acrylics, and I think it lasts longer.
Yeah, but the last couple times, like you came home with like a really fun, like bright pink, and I was like, ooh, that looks really good. Because my go-to is like, I don't know, I'll do like a nude or something like that. But yeah, and then this time Maddie came in with like lavender, and then I went in thinking I was gonna get like blue, or I was maybe gonna go back to nude, and then like I saw lavender, and I'm like, oh, it looked really good on Maddie's nails. I'm gonna do it too.
So much fun. That's like the one. Oh, I need to get my hair colored too, though. I just need an upkeep.
Yeah.
My brows did like a month ago. I'm a mess.
Mentally, emotionally, physically, just not feeling great.
Okay, I didn't say it that far, but thanks for saying it for me.
You're welcome.
I didn't mean it. Wow. Okay.
No, before we started recording, though, we were doing some test ones, and what did you say during it?
Oh,
You're just like, I'm just
Jessica
what
is like all into this new. I volunteer with memory care patients every day, and like, it's
like 1 to 2 times a week.
Right. Well, and the thing, June is just very busy for me between this podcast, my regular job, and then a Green Bay project and a Madison soccer project that I do with Baxter. Hey, Baxter. And Jessica's like doing this very goodwill, heartfelt volunteering. And I was like, I wish I had time to do something wholesome. And I'm like, I feel like all I do is sit around and cry.
Oh yeah.
And she recorded it, I think. I didn't even know she was recording.
We deleted it. I had to test audio, but I got rid of that. I wouldn't put you on blast like that.
Somebody would have called like an 800 number or sent me a 1-800 number and been like, you need to talk to someone.
You need some help, I can tell.
Right.
No, you're doing great. I mean, we had a chat earlier today too. Just follow your dreams. Everything will turn out.
Everything's crazy, I tell you.
It seems like life is kind of crazy right now. We've talked about this so many times. So like at this point in your life, things are feeling like very overwhelming for everybody. I feel like 23 is a weird age.
Yeah.
23 to like maybe 30 might be a weird age. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. My answer to everything right now is I just don't know. I just don't know.
With MAO changes, I just don't know. What nail color I'm going to get next, I just don't know. I'm just going to wait for Maddie to get hers done.
I just don't know.
You know.
When we don't live together anymore, I don't know what you're going to do about your nail color.
I really don't know. I'm gonna have to like be like, can you FaceTime me? I just need to know.
I just need to see your hands.
Yeah.
I'll charge you for hand pics.
Okay. Ooh. Weird.
Did that go over your head for a second?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, nice.
Then it just reminded me of the weird DM that I just got today, too.
Don't act like you didn't reply. Come on.
I definitely did reply.
I know.
Yeah, I definitely did. I'll be honest about that.
Jessica may have a sugar daddy, everyone.
We'll see.
And I'm not kidding. I'm serious.
No, I don't think he's real.
He asked her to be his sugar baby.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
She was like, what does this entail?
What does this entail? What's going on? And then he gave me a description of what's going on, and I'm like, I don't know. Depends how much money you're willing to pay. No, I will not sell out my morals and beliefs for that. Maybe, depending on how much money. I don't know.
You know what? If you're a sellout, just own up to it. Okay. That's all I'm saying.
That's very true. Yeah, admit to it. Admit to it. All right. This was fun.
Should we close out with like a motivational speech? Everyone has told you that you sucked, but
I think you're great.
Yes. No.
We did get a DM though, actually, just last week that was like, we want like it was one person, but they were like, I would really love like a pump up.
Every
episode.
voice matters.
Yes.
Pump up episode.
So before we close out, what is your motivation and or advice for any state contestants or local contestants coming up?
My advice?
Or just like a pump up, just like some sort of motivation. If we're going to do a little mini pump up.
Can you start first?
Yeah. I have to say, if you are competing this week, know that all the hard work is over. You've prepared as much as you can, and now is just the time to show off and relax and enjoy it and be proud of how far you've come. Even if you've only been competing for a few months, or if it has been 5 years, just know that there has been so much growth in that time, and that everything that you leave on the stage should be 100% everything that you've worked for and that you're proud of.
I would say the biggest thing that's important to me is perspective. Mm-hmm. Remember what's truly important in life. Yes, You can have, like, to me, or what Miss Wisconsin is above anything, it's a want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's something that you want, right?
Right.
But it's not a need.
Right.
You don't need it to live.
Mm-hmm.
The sun will still rise the next day after Miss anything, to be honest. And sorry to just use Miss Wisconsin because that's the state we're in. But life goes on, and to a lot of people do not care about Miss America. A lot of people don't care about people winning an Oscar or a Tony Award.
Right.
And yes, it's cool, but at the end of the day, all you're left with is yourself.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, what Miss Wisconsin is, it's a crown and a sash.
Mm-hmm.
You are the person.
It's a 1-year job.
Who makes it Miss Hawaii, Miss Ohio, Miss anything. Mm-hmm. You are the magic under that crown and sash.
Right.
You are what makes it breathe. And I think if you want to make that dream breathe, you have to make sure it breathes in a new way.
Yep.
And
put your own little spark into it.
Yeah. And again, that's the magic. It's Miss anything is not, again, something, whatever. It's a piece of metal and it's a satin sash.
Yep.
That's all it is. But you make it special. You are the person who makes it special. So go out there and show why you're special. And guess what? If you don't win, you're still special. And again, 5 people's opinions who you don't even know.
Yep, we talked about this in the last episode. They don't know you. You don't know them.
And again, you go there for them to judge you, but after it's all over, you do not know their life decisions or their life stories.
And they don't know.
And they don't know yours either. You have 10 minutes to talk to them.
Yep.
And that's it. Do not beat yourself up.
Nope.
Do not get inside your head.
It's not worth it.
It's not. Before this week, you lived a great life. You've had great things happen to you. You've done great things.
You've overcome.
And long after this, you will continue to do great things.
Yes.
You will be even better than before.
Mm-hmm.
And every single person who comes out of their local year, their state year, their Miss America year have always said it is never the best year of your life.
No.
People...
It's a stepping stone.
It is. It really is.
It's a stepping stone to better
things.
And
it's so hard to see that perspective when you're in it and you feel like you've done so much and you prepared and this is your end-all be-all. And guess what? It's not.
Mm-mm.
We're still here.
We're still here.
We're still here. We're live. We're
doing
cooking.
Yep, doing career things and everything. Podcast things, community things. Life goes on.
Life really does go on.
On that note.
Yes.
Should we wrap up?
Let's wrap up.
That was great. Great ending. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Head on over to Spotify or just go to our Instagram link in bio or on our Facebook page, and we will be sharing the playlists with you all. Hope you enjoy those. But be sure to follow Public House Media and Crowned and Dangerous on Instagram and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe, rate, and review the show wherever you're listening. You know the drill. Comment, email us, slide into our DMs. We absolutely love to hear from you.
We'll be back in 2 weeks on June 27th for a brand new episode. This has been Maddie and Jess reminding you to always wear your invisible crown, keep it real, and if you do not know what to say, world peace.
Bye.